Right friends, welcome back to questions and answers advanced. This is 37th week from 7th to 13th September. Look at the first question. There are three statements given. You have to identify which of the given statements is or correct. First statement is aim of the National Telecom Policy 2012 is to achieve 600 million broadband users by 2020. Absolutely correct. The National Telecom Policy was unveiled in the year 2012. As per National Telecom Policy, India is to have 600 million broadband users by 2020 is the right sentence. Second is it aims to give minimum access speed of 2 Mbps by 2020. That means minimum access speed of 2 Mbps is to be given to each and every user by the year 2020. This is also the right sentence. Look at the third sentence. It also aims a rural tele-density of 50 by 2020 is absolutely wrong. It aims the rural tele-density of 100 by 2020. So please correct the third sentence. The National Telecom Policy of 2012 aims to achieve rural tele-density of 100 by the year 2020. So out of the given sentences, 1 and 2 sentences are correct, third one is wrong. So the first option is the correct option for this question. Look at the next one. Government increased neem coated urea production from 35% to 100% out of the total urea produced in the country. Previously there was a cap of up to 35% only can be neem coated urea. Neem, you may ask what is neem? Please look into this picture. These are the neem trees, and neem oil is derived from neem trees, and neem oil is mixed while preparing urea, that is called neem coated urea. And this neem coated urea, previously there was a slab of up to 35% of the total production, but in the month of January 2015, government removed that slab, and now 100% of production in the country can be neem coated. And subsequently, government also issued another circular that the urea producing plants have to produce at least 75% of neem coated area out of the total urea produced. At least 75% should be neem coated for the year 2015-16, and it is well and good if they produce total neem coated, but if at all they are not able to achieve, they have to produce minimum 75% neem coated urea for the year 2015-16. So the given sentence is correct. Second sentence is neem coated urea releases nitrogen slowly. If the plain prilled urea is spread in the fields, how the urea is spread? Please look into this picture. So urea is spread in the fields like this. If the plain prilled urea is spread like this, then the wastage will be more. The roots of paddy or wheat may be able to take 30 to 40%. Wheat will take more, that is probably 50%, but paddy will take less, 30 to 35%. Remaining urea will be leached into the soil. Remaining urea will not be absorbed by the roots of paddy or wheat, whatever it is, and it will ultimately leach into the soil, which will result in nitrate pollution in the water. Nitrate pollution. So, with the usage of neem coated urea, nitrogen will be released slowly, and please don't forget the predominant component of urea is nitrogen. Nitrogen will be released slowly, and roots will absorb more percentage of nitrogen than the ordinary urea. So because of which there will be more efficiency in the usage of urea, or you can say in the absorption of nitrogen. Neem coated urea will be more efficient. So the second sentence is neem coated urea releases nitrogen slowly, which ultimately helps in the fertility of soil is absolutely right. Because of neem coated urea, the leaching will be reduced, subsequently nitrate pollution will be reduced. Third one is, this results in more yields with less usage of urea per hectare. Absolutely right sentence. When the neem coated urea is used with less usage of urea, you can get more yields because of the reason that absorption capacity of the roots of the plants will increase with the neem coated urea, because government is giving more emphasis on neem coated urea this year. That's why I thought it fit to include this question to explain you about the advantages of neem coated urea. Right, about the fertilizer subsidy and the lopsided policy of fertilizer subsidy, why the farmers are using more urea in comparison to other fertilizers, we will discuss in some news analysis class. Look into the next one. Spectrum sharing, spectrum trading. These two issues are in the news recently. And what is spectrum? Spectrum is nothing but airwaves at particular frequency, at particular band. These are the airwaves. Particular frequency is used when you are switching on to the FM radio channel, when you are switching on the television, when you are talking over phone, when you are accessing internet. Different channels are used, different frequencies are used for transmitting these signals. Different airwaves are used, at different frequencies are used. So that is nothing but a spectrum. Recently government has taken two important decisions. One is a spectrum sharing. In one particular band, two telecom companies can share spectrum. If a company has got spareable airwaves, that means their airwaves are underutilized. If a company is in need of airwaves, then one company can spare these airwaves to another company which need it. That is called spectrum sharing. Recently cabinet allowed spectrum sharing. Second one is spectrum trading. If a small company purchased spectrum but they are not able to start their telecom operations, then they can sell their spectrum to the big company which is in need of spectrum. So recently cabinet allowed spectrum trading also. Please don't forget, spectrum sharing is different, spectrum trading is different, and recently cabinet has given its approval for both the spectrum sharing and spectrum trading. And the biggest problem being faced nowadays is call drops. When you are speaking over phone, automatically the phone gets disconnected. That is call drop, and to solve this problem, this spectrum sharing and spectrum trading may be helpful to some extent. And government is also planning to take a decision to allow cell towers on government buildings, because these cell towers are not being allowed in some private areas because of the fear of radiation. Right? So all the given three sentences are correct. I would like to tell you, spectrum sharing allows companies to share airwaves in the same band. Second is spectrum trading allows telecom companies to buy and sell spectrum. Third is, this will result in optimum utilization of the spectrum. That means optimum utilization of airwaves and fewer call drops. All the given three sentences are correct. So the right option is 4. Look into the next one. The killing of rational thinkers Narendra Dabholkar. He was murdered in Pune around 2 years back. Then Govind Pansare around 5 to 6 months ago. He was murdered in Kolhapur. And M.M. Kalburgi was murdered in Dharwad in Karnataka. And they are rational thinkers. And this brought to focus the right to freely profess, practice and propagate one's own religion or one's own thought process, because they are rational thinkers questioning some religious practices, and they were killed. And this brought to focus right to freely profess, practice and propagate the religion of one's choice. The given sentence is correct. The second sentence is Article 21 guarantees is absolutely wrong. Article 25 guarantees there are some articles under fundamental rights. Article 25 guarantees right to practice one's own religion, right to practice, right to profess, right to propagate one's own religion, and Article 25 of the Constitution of India under the fundamental rights guarantees right to practice religion of one's choice, and it is a fundamental right, please don't forget. So, the second sentence is wrong. Please correct the second sentence. It is Article 25. So, out of the given two sentences, first sentence is correct, second one is wrong, and the option 1 is correct for this question. Gurgaon police recently raided the private house of Saudi diplomat Majid Hussain Ashur. His private house was raided recently on charges of torturing and raping 2 Nepalese women. This is the right sentence. 2 Nepalese women were kept under sexual slavery, and it created nationwide attention recently. Look at the second sentence. Under Articles 29 to 31 of the Vienna Convention on Diplomatic Relations, there is the Vienna Convention of Diplomatic Relations in the year 1961. There are the articles 29 to 31 which gives immunity to the diplomats irrespective of the crimes committed by them. That gives immunity to the diplomats not only within the diplomatic premises, but also to their family members, but also to their private residences, and they will enjoy protection as an embassy. That means they cannot be arrested for the crimes committed by them either within the embassy premises or in their private residences or by their family members. These all enjoy protection under the Vienna Convention on Diplomatic Relations 1961 under Articles 29 to 31. That's why Indian government could not arrest the Saudi Arabia diplomat. So the given sentence here correct. So both the sentences are correct. So the right option is 3. So there is a criticism with regard to the Vienna Convention because Saudi Arabia diplomat, in spite of his atrocities committed in India, left the country, evading the arrest, taking protection under Vienna Convention on Diplomatic Relations, and that says any diplomat is inviolable. Inviolable means he is too high to be treated with disrespect. He is too high to be treated with disrespect. So, Indian government could not arrest the diplomat in spite of the serious offences committed by him. Look into the next one. Millennium Development Goals were formulated by the United Nations in the year 2000 and they constituted 8 global development goals. All of you are well aware, Millennium Development Goals. United Nations formulated them in the year 2000. Please look into this. These are Millennium Development Goals. And 2015 is the year for implementing these Millennium Development Goals, but some of the countries failed in some of these goals, and meanwhile the United Nations is coming up with Sustainable Development Goals. There will be 17 Sustainable Development Goals which are to be implemented by the year 2030. So, the given sentences both are correct. First sentence, Millennium Development Goals were formulated by the United Nations in the year 2000 and they constituted 8 global development goals and 18 associated targets is correct. Second one is Sustainable Development Goals are being formulated now and to be implemented by 2030. They constitute 17 Sustainable Development Goals. Please look into this. These are 17 Sustainable Development Goals. And about Millennium Development Goals and India's position with regard to the implementation as well as 17 Sustainable Development Goals, we will discuss sometime later in the news analysis once these Sustainable Development Goals are accepted. Looking to the next question. Supreme Court is monitoring the National Register of Citizens on Assam. What is this National Register of Citizens? This National Register of Citizens is being compiled in the state of Assam to look into the infiltrators after 25th March 1971. At present, the Supreme Court is monitoring this initiative. Why National Register of Citizens is required in Assam? There were several disturbances in Assam from around 1970s up to 1985. Finally, it culminated with an accord between the then Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi and All Assam Students Union, ASU, and as per that accord, infiltrators into Assam, most of the infiltrators are coming from or came from Bangladesh. Infiltrators are to be assessed with cutoff date as 24th March 1971 as cutoff. Why 24th March was taken? 24th March was taken because this Bangladesh Liberation War started on 25th March 1971. Subsequent to the start of Bangladesh Liberation War on 25th March 1971, several infiltrators came to India, and as per the Assam Accord, a National Register of Citizens is to be devised for the state of Assam so as to look at the infiltrators who came to the state after 25th March 1971, and at present this enumeration of National Register of Citizens in progress. That means the citizens who are the voters and who were in the electoral lists between 1951 and 1971 are being recorded now, and there are other documents which are also being accepted as authorized documents to classify them as a National Register of Citizens. So, I would like to read the three sentences. First is, Supreme Court is monitoring the National Register of Citizens in Assam. Absolutely correct. This is to know about the infiltrators. Second sentence, this is to be published by 1st January 2016. This is also correct. Third is, this is to detect the illegal migrants who crossed over to Assam since 25th March 1971. This is also the right sentence. The main purpose of National Register of Citizens is to look at the illegal migrants after 25th March 1971. So, all the three given sentences are correct. So, the right option is all 1, 2, 3. That means fourth option. Consider the following. DSIPs are required to maintain more capital adequacy ratios. Last week we discussed in detail about DSIPs and GSIPs. DSIPs are domestic systemically important banks. ICICI Bank and SBI are nominated as domestic systemically important banks by Reserve Bank of India. They are required to maintain more capital adequacy ratios. The first sentence is correct. Second sentence, US accounts for more GSIPs. GSIPs are global systemically important banks, and out of 30, 8 are in US. So, more GSIPs are in United States of America, and the risks associated with global GSIPs are much higher in comparison to Indian DSIPs. Absolutely correct. The risks associated with global GSIPs are much higher in comparison to domestic systemically important banks, because global systemically important banks are much bigger, and they have several cross-disciplinary operations, and they are more risk prone in comparison to Indian banks. So, they have to maintain more capital adequacy ratio in comparison to domestic systemically important banks. So, the second sentence is also correct. So, the right option is 3. Look into the next one. Consider the following statements. Registration of Greenpeace was recently cancelled by the Ministry of Home Affairs. Absolutely correct. Ministry of Home Affairs recently cancelled the registration of a non-governmental organization, Greenpeace. Why the registration was cancelled? Because of the allegation that it violated the rules under Foreign Contribution Regulation Act of 1976 because of the allegation that it violated the rules under Foreign Contribution Regulation Act of 1976. The license was cancelled. So the given two sentences are correct here. So the right option is 3. And this Foreign Contribution Regulation Act puts stringent conditions as far as foreign contributions to non-governmental organizations are concerned, and several non-governmental organizations are coming into the scanner under this act, especially Ford Foundation, Greenpeace. These are in the news recently because of violations, alleged violations under Foreign Contribution Regulation Act of 1976. Look into the next question. Shocking images of lifeless body of 3-year-old Aylan Kurdi on the shores of Turkey made the world awake about the serious humanitarian crisis in Syria. There is a serious humanitarian crisis in Syria. People are crossing borders, and from Turkey they are trying to reach Greece islands. Though the distance is short, they are going on rubber boats and dinghies, and several accidents are taking place which are resulting into fatalities in recent times, and this image has created panic and it woken up the hearts of European community at last. Right, look into the next one. Ind AS 115 is the proposed new accounting standards. Ind AS 115 is the proposed new accounting standards, and Government of India is going to implement it shortly. RCEP is the proposed block of 16 countries. It is piloted by China. It is between Asian countries. Asian countries are 10. ASEAN is Association of Southeast Asian Nations, ASEAN, along with 6 countries. And ASEAN has got free trade agreements with these 6 countries. So these 6 countries are India, Australia, New Zealand, China, Japan and South Korea. And these 6 countries together with ASEAN are going to come up as a regional comprehensive economic partnership which will cover trade in goods and services, investment, economic and technical cooperation, intellectual property and other issues. Please don't forget. And it is yet to come up, discussions are going on. China celebrated 50 years of autonomous region status to Tibet. China has got 5 autonomous regions and 2 special administrative regions. Special administrative regions are Hong Kong and Macau. There are 5 autonomous regions and Tibet is one of them. Tibet was granted autonomous region status in the year 1965, and recently China celebrated in a grand way 50 years of completion of autonomous region status to Tibet. Shauryanjali, a 6 days exhibition, Indradhanush, a carnival, and Shraddharpan, a homage ceremony. These are the events planned as part of the Golden Jubilee celebrations of completion of 50 years of Indo-Pak War. Indo-Pak War took place in the year 1965. India claimed victory in that war. At the same time, Pakistan also claimed victory, but the world analysts say India has got upper hand in this war. Look into the next question. There are news reports that chemical weapons with mustard gas was used in Syria. Chemical weapons with mustard gas was used in Syria. Syria is nowadays coming under scrutiny for use of chemical weapons. Chemical weapons should not be used in wars or internal disturbances. That is as per the Organization of the Prohibition of Chemical Weapons. There is one organization based in The Hague in Switzerland, established in 1997. That is Organization of the Prohibition of Chemical Weapons. And as per this convention, chemical weapons should not be used. And Syria is also signatory to it. Only a handful of countries like Israel, North Korea, South Sudan are not part of it. But around 191 countries are part of this convention. They should not use chemical weapons. and mustard gas was used recently. And mustard gas comprises sulfur, and when mustard gas is used, people die, and world over there are several protests with regard to usage of, that means allegations of usage of mustard gas by Syria. Right friends, look into the last question. Mudra Bank is now functioning as a non-banking financial company. With regard to the Mudra Bank, which was started with rupees 20,000 crore corpus, basically at present it is refinancing to non-banking finance companies and microfinance companies or microfinance institutions. In turn, they are giving small value loans to micro enterprises. So it is now refinancing agency. It is registered as non-banking financial company with Reserve Bank of India, and in future a legislation will be brought so that it will become a regulator for microfinance institutions, and at present it is now subsidiary of SIDBI, and its CEO is Zizi Memon, and its framework is important for you, and at present it is working as a non-banking financial company which is registered with the Reserve Bank of India. Right. So with this, let us conclude this questions and answers advanced, and please listen to questions and answers general and banking. Have a nice day. Thank you.